how's it going? I'm Drew Lorenz, and I'm here with Mr. Raduzyki, the head custodian at the high school. So I know you've been to Haiti recently. Do you want to tell me about your trip?
I went to Haiti. It was the last week of January. Went on the last Saturday in January. Came back the first Saturday in February. It was part of a mission trip with my church. I belong to the Kiersten Presbyterian Church. And there were 6 of us that went, and we were working in a remote medical clinic that's being built right now. It's actually just opened in March, but we were helping to put the finishing touches on the clinic in a town called Jeremy, which is in the southwestern part of the island of Haiti. Mm.
Wow, that's so were you changed by that a lot? Was it really impactful on your life?
When I came back, I had the realization that we tend to complain and moan and groan about things that we come up with and encounter daily in our lives that we think they're hard to overcome. But when I saw what the people of Haiti have to deal with on a daily basis to just daily struggles to survive, it makes our issues, minute compared to what they have to go through. So,
yeah, it's pretty sad. So before you were a head custodian, what was what did you do?
Well, I've been employed here with the district for 16 years. I've been head custodian here at the high school for 6. Prior to that, I was a cabinet maker for 12 years. I started out in an architectural wood workshop company, and what we did was high quality, high-end work for executive office interiors, and we did work for hospitals. I worked for other companies that we did home entertainment systems and all sorts of fancy cabinetry. So, I always had an interest in woodworking, and I transitioned that into a career for 12 years.
Wow. So I also know that you were a part of a first aid squad. Mm-hmm. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
I was a member of the Kiersten First Aid Squad for 10 years when I was a young adult. I was a volunteer EMT, and that too was very rewarding, just being able to help people in need, and then also developing relationships with the other volunteers on our squad, and just working together to help people in need. So, you take all those things that you do in life, and it kind of helps to mold who you are, and just a real sense of satisfaction in what you do in life.
So you're obviously very involved in helping the community. Were you also as involved in helping the community when you were younger as a kid? Or?
I was in scouting. I was a Boy Scout, so that was probably the beginning of where I got involved with community development and just working in the community, helping people. And then, everything is a stepping stone for something else future. I mean, it was scouting, and then I got involved with the first aid squad, and from the first aid squad there was, church activities, and then, but it all really helps to mold who you are and how you interact with just people around you.
So your son was also in the Boy Scouts, right? Do you want to talk about that?
Yes. One of the nice things about being a parent is when you get to do things with your kids. And so having been a Boy Scout myself, I introduced him to scouting, and he was involved for about 5 or 6 years. And father-son, we get to do a lot of things together, and kind of the bonding that a parent kind of looks for as your child is growing up. So a lot of special activities, backpacking trips, canoeing. So helping him, with advancement in scouting.
And your family, is he your only son, or do you also have other kids?
Well, I have 2 children, but they're young adults. My son, and then I've got a daughter who's just finished college about a year ago. So that's my family, son and daughter.
Okay. All right, we didn't really talk about Haiti that much.
Okay.
So, what was the most like interesting thing that you like witnessed or were a part of in Haiti?
Well, the scenery is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, depending upon when you go there, you can go there when it's extremely hot and humid, and you're just dealing with all those issues. You don't have the luxury of air conditioning and running water like we do here. We can just take showers, let the showers run for forever to cool us down. The time that I went in January, it was just gorgeous weather, and we were very fortunate. I was just impressed with what little the people have. They just seem to go about their lives like, okay, this is what we have to deal with, and if there's a little setback with what they're encountering during the day, they just, okay, let's just deal with it, and they just pick up the pieces and go on. So I just was impressed by how resilient and resourceful the Haitian people are.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty amazing if like people here could learn from that and try to implement some of their like ways of going about life.
Definitely.
Because like sometimes like the dumbest thing will happen and people get all like pissed off, and I don't know. I think it's pretty impressive how they can do that.
Where this clinic was, where I was working at, like I said, it was in a remote part of the country, and so people will get up very early in the morning to walk for hours just to go to a local or a community water well, to draw water enough for the day for their family, and then they go home. Same thing when they want to take items that they've grown on their property to market. They'll walk for hours. And with this clinic, people will walk for hours to go to receive medical care. And you're seen on a first come, first served basis. And the medical care that they receive is just enough to get them through. It's nothing major. If it's something major, they're sent on to maybe into the city to Port-au-Prince to receive extended medical care. But when they go to the remote clinics, it's just something that they can...
Like a basic checkup? Basic
check, maybe some preventive maintenance, like I might put it. They're given some medications, and then if they want to come back in a week to meet with a doctor, but just to help them get through, the day or that week, and hopefully the medicines do have an impact on their recovery.
Was there like the mosquito problems there? Or is that?
I'm sure there is, but I didn't really have an issue with them. I mean, some of the people that I went with, we stayed at the doctor's house, and some slept out on the porch because it was just, like I said, a beautiful night.
Yeah.
And not to get off too much on the subject, but the stars at night. I mean, here there's so much light pollution, and we gaze up and look at the stars and the constellations, and we hardly can see anything because of so much light pollution and just buildup in our communities. But there, it's just a different. The sky is so dark at night and so crystal clear, and the stars actually sparkle, and the constellations are so impressive, and it just really, really is amazing.
It's like a whole other world over there.
It is.
What was the most like interesting thing or like life-changing thing that you experienced in your EMTs, like while you're in EMT?
Well, any time that you get to help somebody, it's always very rewarding. Things don't always. The outcome isn't always positive. So I've seen the good and the bad. I've seen things happen to older people, to younger people. One of the most positive aspects of my time with the First Aid Squad is when I had my first cardiac save. We had responded to a motor vehicle accident, and there was a van full of teenagers, and serious accident. And myself and another first aider performed CPR on the scene to one of the injured from the moment we got to the scene all the way to the hospital. And so we were able to establish a heartbeat, and so that was very rewarding. Unfortunately, he ended up, later passing away due to his injuries, but the fact they were able to get his heartbeat going, it was very, the skills that we had learned, we put into practice, and again, that was rewarding.
Yeah, we definitely need more people like you around Hopewell.
Well, I appreciate that.
So for like one last thing that you could like say to everyone watching this, like what would you, I guess, recommend or suggest that they?
Well, I think, we live in a society where we're always trying to accumulate and try to, our success is based on what we have, and our status is based on how much we own, what kind of jobs we have, what kind of car we drive. But I think real happiness and satisfaction comes from, giving back and, giving to those that are less fortunate. And there's people all over the world that are in need, but there's people also in our surrounding communities that are in need. So I think if people just had a chance to give and to serve others, you'll find that is probably more rewarding than anything you could ever get in life.
All right. Well, thank you very much for doing this interview. Yeah.